Have you ever killed anyone? I'm pretty sure all of you are gonna say, no, what are you talking about? Killed anyone? But that's not the case. Some of you have killed your ideas. Some of you have killed your dreams. And you don't know it, but that could have been a spark to somebody else's fire. And you robbed this world of that. There are too many people that have added value to the graveyard. Don't add value to the graveyard. Because something has been placed inside of you which this world needs. Don't kill it. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Transformation Podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, hi. How you doing there? Welcome to another episode of the Transformation Podcast, guys. It's your boy Ezekiel, the speaker. And you know what? Last episode we was talking about not rushing. So if you haven't already, make sure you give that episode a listen. We was basically talking about how your purposes are gonna run away from you. So there's no need to rush. Take your time. Take your time. There's no need to rush. And you know, following on from that, there's something that we need to talk about today. You know, I was on Instagram scrolling, normal day, woke up in the morning, got off my bed, went to shower, went brush my teeth, came to my phone, I was scrolling on Instagram, scrolling and scrolling. And then I saw something interesting. It said that the quickest way to kill something special is by comparing it to something else. Now, if I was to ask you guys, have you ever killed anyone? I'm pretty sure all of you are going to say, no, what are you talking about? Killed anyone? But that's not the case. Some of you have killed your ideas. Some of you have killed your dreams. And you don't know it, but that could have been a spark to somebody else's fire. And you robbed this world of that. There are too many people that have added value to the graveyard. Don't add value to the graveyard. Because something has been placed inside of you which this world needs. Don't kill it. Don't be a liar and a thief. Don't be a murderer. And that's why I really want to talk about this topic today. Because there are too many people out here killing their ideas, killing their dreams, books, concepts, new inventions, new creations, simply because they're too busy comparing themselves to somebody else. You self-sabotage yourself because you're looking at the other person and you're thinking, but look at what they're doing. I don't know if this is going to work. Or you're thinking, look at what this person's doing. Look what that person's doing. I'm not going fast enough. But that's simply not the case. And to be honest, I'm here to tell you to stay in your lane. Another word for lane is even path. Another word for lane is even way. Stay in your path. And when I say lane, I'm not even just talking about like a running track and you just have to box yourself in that lane. This lane could be as wide as you want it. This lane could be as long as you want it. Don't box yourself, but stay in your lane. And by your lane, I mean stay in your trail, your path, your race, your marathon. Focus on you. Because excellence isn't comparing yourself to other people and thinking, I need to be better than that person. I need to be better than that person. Because then your heart posture is not going to be in the right place. It's not about trying to be better than X, Y, and Z. It's not about trying to be better than Elliot, Tom, Harry. It's not about that. It's about being better than who you was yesterday. That's what it's about. That's what excellence is. Excellence strive to be better than who you was the day before, who you was an hour ago, who you was a second ago. That's what it means to be excellent. It's not about comparing yourself to others. It's not about looking at what other people are doing and trying to see, maybe I could do this, or maybe do, or maybe I need to do that, or maybe I need to do this because you're looking at them. No, it's about looking at you because he has plans to prosper you. He's calculated the plans we spoke about in the last episode. He calculated those plans. He looked at every route that you could have taken. So that means he looked at every lane that you could have taken, every trail, every path. God looked at it. But he said, no, it won't work if you go that way. That's why I need you to go this way. But too many people are out here looking at other people, and when you're trying to copy them, you're just going to be in their history. Now, instead of you making history, you're in their history. Instead of you being a concentrated version of yourself, you're being a diluted version of somebody else. And that diluted version will never be as good as their concentrated version, and even less than your concentrated self. That's why you just gotta focus on your lane. It doesn't matter about how fast somebody else is running. It doesn't matter about the pace that they're going. It doesn't even matter about how much stamina they have. What matters is about how much stamina you have. What matters is about how much pace you have. What matters is about how fast you're going. That's why you got to look at yourself and think about, what can I do today that will make me better than I was yesterday? What can I do tomorrow that will make me better than what I was today? You got to stay in your own lane. Stay in your lane. Don't look at any other person's lane. Because if you're running, you're going fast, woo, quick, beaming. Now, if you're going at full acceleration, and you start to turn your head, and you start to look at the next person, and you keep staring at that person, you're going to bound to trip, and you're going to lose your rhythm. And when you fall, that person that you were staring at, that person that you're even trying to chase, doesn't even notice you falling. And they just keep running. They just keep going because they ain't got the time to look at you. They're too busy. They're too busy on their purpose. They're too busy focusing on what they need to do. They're too busy trying to change this world, trying to make it a better place. The tools that they have in their arsenal. While you're here trying to copy them. And by the time you get up, all you're going to see is the gap has even increased. So you trying to compete with them, you're just going to keep going behind. You're just going to keep going further behind. And all you're going to see when you get up is look at their back as they're running. But if you was to just focus on yourself, if you was to just focus on what you're meant to do, you wouldn't have fell. That's why pride comes before the fall. Because you are too prideful. You're thinking, I'm better than you. I need to be better than you. I need to be better than you. No, it's not about that. It's about you. It's about how you can improve. It's about how you can be better. Because ultimately, we're not even here to compete with each other. We're here to complete each other. Because it's like a puzzle. One person has 2 gifts, another person has 5 gifts. The person that has 2 gifts came back with 4 talents. He came and doubled it and gave it to his master. The next person that had 5 talents, had 5 gifts, went back and came back with 10 and gave it to his master. But there was one person. He had an idea. He had a dream. But instead of releasing it, he dug it under the ground and left it there because he was afraid it might have been stolen. He was afraid that somebody might have taken it. He was afraid that he might lose it. He had a fear of failure. He was scared of losing. He was scared of falling. By the way, when you're running, you're going to end up falling anyway. When you're running, your legs are going to end up tiring. So you're even going to take some time to rest. So you can't be afraid of falling. You can't be afraid. You just got to get back up and you got to keep on going. That's why you got to focus on yourself. Because when you're looking at other people running, you're going to feel that stress. I need to do this. I need to do that. But when you're running by yourself, you're just working on yourself. You're not going to feel that stress. You're just going to get back up. Yes, you fell. Yes, your legs may be tired. Yes, you have to rest. But you get back up and you keep on going. Back to this guy. He dug it underground because he was scared. He robbed this world. And he added to the graveyard. And then the master was angry. The master said, you're wicked. How can you do that? How can you kill that gift, that talent? How can you rob this world of the gift that was placed inside of you? And he took his away and gave it to the one that had 5 talents and came back with 10. Now, from this parable, we can clearly see what happens when you go out and you start moving in purpose. You start moving in your gift. You start moving in your talent. The more times you start to venture out, you start to come out of your comfort zone. Yes, you're going to make mistakes, but you're going to increase and you're going to understand more things about yourself that you didn't even know about yourself. Why? Because life is about discovering who you are. You're never going to know all in one go. You're discovering who you are. You're discovering who you're called to be. That's why you have to go venture out. You're discovering your limits when you start to run. You discover your limits when you start to go to the gym. You discover your limits when you start to go on a marathon. You discover how far you're actually willing to go. You discover how far you're willing to push past the pain. That's why you go on your own lane. And the guy that even came with 2, he came back with 4. The guy that had 10, the guy that had 5, sorry, he came back with 10. Now is the one with 5 better than the one with 2? If you compare, you'll be thinking, oh yeah, he's better than the one with 2. He has 5 and he came back with 10. The guy that had 2 came back with 4. That's a 6 difference. No. Because the guy with 5 had the capacity to handle 5. So he was competing against himself and he managed to double and come up with 100% increase. And the person with 2 was competing against himself because he had the capacity for 2 and he came back with 4. So both of them had 100% increase. Both of them doubled what they were meant to do. Both of them were equally successful. But if the guy with 2 was too busy looking at the guy with 5, he wouldn't have came back with twofold. He wouldn't have came back with double. And that's really, guys, what we need to touch on today. What we even need to dissect today. What we have been dissected, to be honest. Because, listen, don't look at any other person. Don't look at how they're going. Don't look at their pace. Don't look at their lane. Focus on yourself. This is about you. It's not about them. Ultimately, it's about you. It's about you doing what you can to serve the community. It's about you doing what you can to serve the people. You can't serve the people if your heart is not in the right place. That's why I want you guys, I'm talking about the movers, the go-getters, even the people that are waiting. Even the people that are taking their time. We're going to dissect the people that are waiting and taking their time in the next episode. But this episode, this is really about staying in your lane. For you guys that are staying in your lane, listen, I want you guys to track back a little bit, reverse engineer. Go back on why. Why are you doing this? Who are you serving? Who are you helping? Whose life are you making better? Whose life are you changing? Because this world is filled with so many problems, and you are the solution. So, what solution are you bringing to solve the world's problems? What solution are you bringing to solve the world's answers? And a lot of the times, even when we talk about the world, we talk about this grand, big concept. Yes, it's big, but it's smaller than you actually think. Because someone like a housewife, someone that's looked down upon, they have a big impact on the children of the future. They could be training their mum to raise up the next prime minister, the next king. Don't look down on what you're doing. Someone that's even doing makeup, they can dab up someone's face to a point where they get that modeling deal. To the point where they even find their husband. Not to say that's about finding your husband, but to the point where they even find their husband. To the point where they find favor. Esther found favor. She was beautiful. Don't look down on what you're doing. Don't look down on it. Because there's always an impact that it has. Even the cleaners. Without them, how are we going to get the clean buildings? Without them, there's got to be rats, worms, mice in the building. Don't look down on what you're doing. Don't look down on that. So look to yourself. Look at those dreams, those ideas that you had when you were younger. Look at those things. And think about, what can I do with that? How can I impact this world? How can I make this world better? Even in subsequent episodes, we're going to dissect how to even discover your gift and how to discover your talent. But ultimately, the premise for this episode is really to just focus on yourself. Stay in your lane. Don't look at everybody else. Everybody ain't looking at you. So don't look at everybody else. And even if they're looking at you and they're critiquing you, that means they got nothing to do with their life because they got the time to do that. When you're busy, you don't got the time to critique people negatively, not constructively. You don't have the time to hate on people. You don't have that time. When you're busy, you just keep moving. You just keep moving. You just keep going. And that's what it's about. Stay in your lane. Keep running your marathon. You make it there in the end. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. This is your boy, Ezekiel the Speaker. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music. We're even on YouTube now. And what's this episode? What are we going to call this episode? What's this episode going to be called? Stay in your lane. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Go on YouTube, type in Transformation Podcast, just type in Watch Yourself. You'll be able to find it. Transformation Podcast, ETS, because really and truly, you need to be watching yourself. Watch yourself. Don't look at anybody else. Look at what you need to be doing. The only time you need to be looking at anybody else is when you're looking for inspiration. And when you're looking for a foundation or even a model plan that you want to innovate and jump from. You don't look at other people to compare. Watch yourself. Thank you guys for making it this far. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully, you guys come to the next episode. And also, feel free to hit my DMs. We're here. We're having discussions. We're having conversations about what we talk about in the episodes. Some people even have questions, and we just talk about those questions. So, if you guys have any questions, you have any queries, don't be a stranger. Don't be afraid to message me. Don't be afraid to just contact me online. But yeah, guys, thank you for making it all the way to the end of this episode. And all that really needs to be said is, let's get busy. You know what time it is.